Well, despite all those Christmas new car commercials you've probably seen, the cost of a brand new car is still too high for most consumers. Kelley Blue Book has the average cost of a new ride at $48,000 right now. Financial professional Michael Neuenschwander from Outlook Wealth joins us live to explain what you should consider if you're in the market for some new wheels in the new year. Good morning.
Morning, Brianna.
So I want to ask you first, how much have car prices increased just over the past few years?
Yeah, so while you mentioned the average price is approaching almost 50,000
Yeah.
bucks, yeah, they talk about inflation coming down, but it's still 20% higher than it was just 4 years ago, just before the pandemic. So it's certainly an increase most people can't just readily absorb.
You talked about inflation. Talk to me now about those interest rates. We know it's making new home buying more difficult for people. Are we seeing the same thing for new car?
We are. I mean, recent studies show that, of the 73% or so of people who'd like to buy a car, many of them are holding off simply because that average interest rate is still approaching above 7%. And while the Fed has been cutting rates, even including yesterday, car rates, sort of like mortgages, tend to be a little sticky. So they have not come down nearly as quick as what us as consumers would like.
So what are most consumers turning to now if they need some wheels but just can't afford that sticker price?
Yeah, so the average new car depreciation comes down about 20% after just 1 year of ownership. So for a lot of people, the smarter move is to say, let's look at something a year, 18 months old. And what's interesting about the interest rates is many places will still offer what they term new car rates on vehicles that are 1 or 2 years old. So what used to be a $50,000 car, maybe you can get an 18-month-old version, and it is back to that 40,000 or 35,000 number instead.
Wow, so what should people be thinking about before they actually go to the dealer or go to the used car lot and think about purchasing a new vehicle?
The big thing to think about is what can you actually afford? Meaning, part of what's pushed those new car prices up is all the latest and greatest technology, the giant flat screens across your dash, the self-driving options. It says, do you really need that, or do you need a more basic mode of transportation? So it's really looking at the budget and say, what do you need? Also, shop around for dealerships as we approach the end of the year, but just in this environment in general, we're back to where you probably shouldn't be paying MSRP for a brand new vehicle unless it's a brand new model. And the other quick tip is also shop around for interest rates. While most dealerships are still in that 7% range, what I've found is a lot of local banks and credit unions can actually be back in the fives. So even if you're shopping for a new car or you have a car you bought last year, you can refinance a car without any extra out-of-pocket cash. So shop around for interest rates as well.
Really great, valuable information as we head into the new year and close out 2024. Michael, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.